皆さんこんにちは. It's me, Shogo.
And Harumi.
We are very sorry we are late this week. We usually post our Shogo and Harumi's podcast on Thursdays. It was actually a Saturday today, and I'm really, really sorry. The thing was that I was actually in Kyoto. Again, that's where the Nippon Genshosha is. These three swordsmiths who work together in the northernmost area in Kyoto. We talk about them hundreds of times probably in the podcast channels. I'm sure you guys are familiar with who they are. But I was over there because there was a friend who is a business owner, also kind of like an influencer, I guess you may call him. I don't think we can call him content. He's more of an entrepreneur, I think. Yeah, but I have a friend who comes to Japan very often. And this time he wanted to come and see me. And he also wanted to check out what the swordsmiths are, what their workshop looks like. And he's been watching my content. He was very curious for a long time. So this time I actually was able to take him up over there to the northernmost part of Kyoto. And yeah, we did a lot of filming. I was able to take some videos of myself practicing Asayama Ichiden-ryu in front of their facility, I guess. In front of their workshop where they make the katanas and all that kind of stuff. That was really fun. The second day, we were able to film some videos for Let's Ask Shogo. Asking some of the swordsmiths some questions. They were often asked about katana making and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Great.
So the night that Harumi and I maybe could have done the recording is the night when we always have the Musou Shinrenryu online lessons. And it's from 10:30 to 11:30 p.m. in Japan time. And right after that, I also had to talk with Kurosawa Sensei, which is, I guess, Seki Sensei's left arm, right arm kind of person. Yeah, I often talk about him too. But he's not only an assistant instructor in a dojo and also a branch leader in Saitama, but he also takes care of all of the basically the paperwork, that's necessary to run Asayama Ichiden-ryu and the style. And so every week on Wednesdays, maybe even more sometimes on the weekends too, we always do like a short meeting kind of thing. And once that was over, it was already 15 past midnight, I think, or something. Yeah. And then Harumi and I were talking a little bit, but I was totally exhausted. And after a couple of hours of filming and such, the members of Genshosha, also my friend, and also one other gentleman who's running the tour in Kyoto area where Genshosha is located, also came to have. We all got together to have dinner together, and we were having some sake and all that kind of stuff, and it kind of boosted my, tiredness. So I was like, oh my gosh, no. And then the next day, it was a day where I had to come back, and I was still very, very tired from, 3 hours of train rides. And of course, everyday life, right? Taking care of kids and all that kind of stuff. And that night was like, no, I cannot do anything more than this. Harumi and I were both like that. And then Friday night is, online lessons all the time, from 9:30 to midnight. So we couldn't do it last night either, because last night too, after midnight, I still had to do some other stuff as well. So we probably went to bed at like 1:20 or 30 or something tomorrow night, yesterday night too. And today finally, before we move on to the Saturday online lessons for Asayama Ichiden-ryu, we've found a little bit of time for us to talk with you guys. So finally, we are here. It took us 4 minutes to explain why we didn't post the podcast on the usual schedule, but that's the reason why. But we had a lot of fun, though. I had a lot of fun. So it was great going to Kyoto again, and I'm really hoping, again, as I always say, doing a little bit more work with Genshosha-san. So far, again, you guys probably know about my katana shop, Shogo's Katana Shop. And right now, if you want to, you can order custom katana, real katana from them if you want to. So that's like the one thing that I'm doing right now. I'm actually trying to make more of the tamahagane accessories. This time when I went, a couple of days ago, right? One of the gentlemen among the three of Genshosha called Miyagi-san. He really, really likes these, making these accessories. And he once made me this tamahagane bangle before, which is like an arm bang, not a bang, but like this accessory.
Maybe a bangle,
bangle, And then this time he kind of made me like this bracelet kind of thing, which is both really, really cool. I'll probably be sharing it on Instagram story or something like that soon, so I hope you look forward to it. But it's really, really amazing. So we'll probably be sharing those on our Shogo's Katana Shop, maybe even on the website where we're going to be selling men's kimono in the future, Usen Huma's Kimono Shop, and we can have like an accessory tab kind of thing. We can get the tamahagane accessories too.
Absolutely.
So that's something really cool that we're working on together. So we're very, very excited. And Remember last week, guys? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're very happy, by the way, with it. We always have about 100 to 200 views on our podcast, by the way. We're very honored. These podcasts really, sometimes you don't even have a topic, we're just, just dabbling along and everything, but there's so many people still listening to it. I really, really appreciate it. But last week, right, guys, we talked a little bit about if Zen is going to be going into nursery school or not. In Japanese, we call it hoikuen or not. Yeah. And we got a phone call a couple of days ago, right before I went to Kyoto this week. And the results. Mm-hmm. Drum rolls, please. Go ahead, Adami.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Results.
Was I don't know how to say it.
No.
I don't know how to say it.
The drum rolls were wasted.
Yeah, I did a drum roll for you.
Zen will be going to nursery school.
Yay!
Thank you so much. So we got the phone call and they were like, yes, you passed. So, well, I guess you could say passed. Yeah, you passed. And he'll be going to nursery school from June. So we just have one more week left with just either Harumi or I working. And next week, too, is going to be quite busy. Mm-hmm. Harumi's going to be outside doing the kimono dressing for tourists for like all day long. There's some couple of days like that. And you have a lot of other scheduled stuff, too. And I'll probably find the time to get some of my work done as well. But from the week after the next Zen, well, first off, start off with a couple of hours, maybe just like in the morning or, a few hours to get used to going to nursery school.
Yeah.
And once that's over, though, just a couple of days. So once that's over, he'll be able to stay at the nursery school for all day long. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they'll be able to work as much as we want to, basically, almost. Yeah. Because, the other, couple of hours we have around evening time, we want to be with our kids. I mean, so, yeah. So probably in terms of working, I think if we have like from morning to evening, that's amazing. Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Harumi and I were saying this is the first time ever in 7 years or something? Yeah. Ever since we actually had properly all day to work, basically. Yeah. I mean, because once Hinata was born, we did already have one child. Mm-hmm. And by the time Hinata went to kindergarten, she was, outside all day long, at kindergarten. We already had Nagi. Mm. And by the time Nagi was, going to kindergarten, we already had Zen. Yeah. Well, actually, before Nagi started going to kindergarten, we already had Zen. So there was a time when we had two kids at home. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thinking about it now, that's crazy, to be honest. That's horrifying.
That's why I couldn't work any at all.
Yeah, that's right. That's the reason why we couldn't post anything on Last Shogo anymore, like for a whole year.
That year, right?
Yeah, exactly. That was the year. We couldn't post anything. Yeah. So we were thinking it sounds really miraculous almost. Mm-hmm. Being able to work from almost like 9 to 5 or 6, stuff like that. That's amazing. Yeah. And all the things we were talking about last week, all the changes we want to make, on trying to make one short video at least on Let's Ask Shogo, making more full videos, trying to promote my men's kimono lessons I'm doing in Kyoto. I already have a theater page, by the way, but I haven't been able to promote it so much. But I'll probably be going to all of the agencies that I work with and travel agencies. Companies, individuals. I'll be introducing my new activity to them. And again, I actually got permission from Seki Sensei to start the club activities in Kyoto, in-person club activities in Kyoto. So I got permission for that. So I'll have to start finding the rental space, the perfect place to do that kind of training. Yeah, and there's dozens and dozens more of stuff that we want to do. Yeah, awesome, so very excited. Yeah,
super excited.
And Harumi too. Yeah, today was actually your first time. What should I say? Teaching someone how to dress in kimono, right? Well, basically it was yukata. But if you want to share with everyone a little bit more about that,
it was actually my first time telling how to wear a yukata and how to tie the the most casual obi for in English. For the first time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I was really, really nervous at the first, the night before.
Yeah.
And I was keep on asking you how to say this or how to say that.
Yeah, exactly. You were practicing all night long. That's the reason why we were awake till like 20:30 yesterday night. Yeah, that's right.
We had to do that. Like how to say this bone.
Yeah.
And you're like a rib.
Yeah, like rib, that's a collarbone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have no clue how you call that. Like a space under your throat in between the collarbones. Like, I have no clue what you're going to be calling that. I've never had to point that part of my body before in my life.
In my life.
Yeah, so Harumi was trying to do her best to be prepared as much as possible. Who was the nice lady that asked you to teach her?
Her name is Natalie, and yeah, she was amazing person, really kind, and yeah.
Yeah, well, so what is she doing? Why was she interested in learning how to wear a kimono or yukata? I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and she I think she's doing so many things. Like on her Instagram, she's like doing learning tate.
Oh, really? Yeah, sword acting.
Yeah, sword acting.
Yeah.
And also she likes cosplaying, I think.
Cool.
Really beautiful. And also she's learning textile, like how to weave the weaving, and also about everything about textile. So
amazing.
So she's here for like learning textile
in Kyoto.
In Kyoto, yeah, I think so. Yeah. So yeah, and then she have watched our content like on Lexa Shogo for a really long time, and so she knew me, and she was followed my Instagram account. And to see I just became a kimono kitsuke instructor. So she just gave me a DM. I was really honored to have such a.
You rented a place and you
wonderful.
Taught her how to wear a yukata and tying the hanhabobi for about 2 hours a day. Yeah, that was amazing.
She was a really fast learner.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, it's a good way to start your career.
I didn't expect I can teach like everything in 2 hours. I did taught her how to wear yukata and also 3 types of hanhabobi tying.
Oh wow.
That's
quite a lot, yeah.
Yeah, quite a lot. I thought maybe we can't go to hanhabobi. I have that case in my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, but amazing, right?
Yeah, you were able to do so much. So that was really good for your experience too.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's wonderful.
Thank you so much, Natalie.
Yes. So we were talking a little bit about, your sensei who taught you how to wear a kimono, how to teach people to wear kimonos, Snell Sensei. Yeah. It's official now, right? She's going to be opening up this new place in Kyoto.
Yeah.
Where she's going to be teaching how to, well, not herself directly, but the instructors that she raised are going to be teaching, locals how to wear kimonos and such. Yeah, there's this her school basically, like an actual in-person school with a building,
Yeah.
And we're really, really excited about that. But at the same time, though, I've been always telling Harumi that she needs to have her own platform too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this occasion was really a good occasion for Harumi to kind of understand what it feels like, to teach in person and such herself with no backup from other, bigger associations or companies or stuff like that, with no backup from her sensei or teachers. So Harumi and I were talking a little bit last night, and we kind of had this inspiration basically on. But I was saying that she really needs to have her own platform. So I want her to start on teaching wearing kimono online. And we're talking a little bit about that. But then Harumi was saying that it'd be great if I can start from teaching in person. And she was saying, well, maybe I could do something like what we did today. Yeah, maybe we could rent a place and teach kimonos there when we get a reservation, maybe through like Airbnb or TripAdvisor or something like that. And I was like, why are you going to be renting just a normal rental space? I think you should probably tag up with some kimono shops in Kyoto, like exactly what I'm doing with Kato Shoten-san, with men's kimono. And she was like, that's actually a very good idea. Yeah. So come to think of it, I mean, a lot of kimono shops have some space in their store to get dressed in kimono. Maybe sometimes the guests want to try out the kimonos before they buy them, that kind of stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of places that would want to have more people from overseas coming too. And I mean, even Japanese people too, if they want to learn directly from Harumi. I think we should have somewhere where Harumi can do that, And basically, Harumi has control over all of how we run things, online, offline, both. But yeah, so I think that's what we're going to be doing from here. Yeah. So we need to be doing, as as soon as possible because we were supposed to be talking about something else today, but it's already been 15 minutes. I think we might need to change the thumbnail, actually. we always try to make the thumbnail first. Well, not always, but sometimes we make the thumbnails first. I always had like what we're going to be making for the thumbnail in mind before we start talking. But today I think we're going to have to change the thumbnail because we want to upload this before the online lessons. I think we have to get going very soon. But yeah, so talking about the kimonos and such too, but activities, I guess you should say. I think I haven't talked about this yet, but the activities for tourists regarding mat cutting with real katanas has now been completely banned in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people, I think recently it's been a little bit big on social media too, but last year it seems there was an accident somewhere. Not too sure. I don't know where this information really comes from, so I'm not really 100% sure or accurate about where this comes from. But there was a place in Kyoto where a facility had a guest probably get injured, cut themselves with like a real katana, and they had to completely stop their activities regarding real katana. And then, of course, the police came in. The police were like, "Wow, this is a very dangerous activity." Taking a closer look at it. So they submitted some paperwork to all of the police. Should I say, not branches, but how do you call them? To all the different prefectures in Japan, and the declaration kind of thing that they made, basically says that the understanding how we treat the firearm and weapons law kind of thing, judoho we call it, firearms and swords law, has been changed. So from now on, unless you yourself is considered a professional, in Budo or stuff like that, you're not allowed to handle a katana anymore. So it's been officially decided by the police. And to where I was working originally, Yushinkan Kyoto, we were actually given such a paper too, saying that you really need to stop doing mat cutting activities. Otherwise, we're going to have to really arrest you at some point. So I think this is like the final year where there might be some places that are going to be sneaking and doing a little bit. But it's going to be completely against the laws from now on. So for our business, Harumi and I, we run a company together and we have all of the stuff that we do, right? YouTube and online lessons and all that kind of stuff. But it's a huge damage, of course, to our business because, the tourism industry and running the samurai experience, activity kind of stuff has been a really huge pillar, of our, income, of our business, but it's gone now. So YouTube, of course, we hardly make any videos right now at the moment, so that's not a big income at all, to be honest. And which a lot of people don't believe us, by the way. But it's not big at all. It's not big at all, really, because we don't make any videos, So, and we have the online lessons. The online lessons I run with Asayama Ichiden-ryu. I get parts of the revenue, of course, but that's it now, actually. So we used to have the samurai activity, which was like a really huge part, so that's gone now. So we really need to start making some new pillars to support, pillars are hashira, by the way, I hope you understand, to support our business. Otherwise it's going to collapse, and that's very scary, and it's exactly a timing when we're trying to start new things, right? Starting a kimono brand, and, it's time for us to invest. And now we're like, we're actually losing a lot of our income. So we're like, oh no. It's, to be honest, it's not like a really, really big, we're not at like the risk of, completely, should I say, having to like destroy our business or anything, but we are kind of like in a phase that we really need to work a little bit harder. Otherwise, we might not be able to survive, or at least don't do the things that we want to do. So again, I'll be starting my Japanese online lessons. Well, that's not the original reason why I wanted to do this, by the way. The original reason was simply because we have so many communities with people who want to learn Japanese. So, but that's income-wise, that's going to be helping us out as well. And I really need Harumi to start her own platforms as soon as possible, because getting the license to become a kimono instructor, itself already took a lot of money to get to. So you need to first of all get that back, and then from there finally is the plus. So exactly. Same for me too, for Japanese teaching too. So so we really need to be focusing on how to create new businesses and keep our company going. Otherwise we're kind of like in a pinch right now. So we'll see how this goes.
It's the best timing to let Zen into
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, everything. As we always say, in Japanese we say, 人生一番いいようになっている. Yes. So we always say life is always giving us the best options. Yeah. So, whatever happens to us, we always think that this is probably the best that can ever happen to our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything's going perfectly well. And I personally love these kind of risks, troubles. That's the time when you get excited the most. When you read manga, when you play video games, if there's no difficulty in anything you do, what's fun about doing that? I'm a business person, and I'm
love that.
Yeah, I'm a president of a company. I'm a CEO. I mean, I love challenging new things. I love, succeeding. I love failing. I love testing, and all this kind of stuff. So for me, even though we are kind of like in trouble, to be honest, but yeah, I'm really enjoying the way. So especially now with more time, I can really fight with the situation. So I hope you can look forward to all the new things we're going to be doing from here. And one last thing before I go. I really was thinking it'd be really cool if now, because we have more time, if we can try to record these podcasts somewhere outside every time.
Yeah.
Now, we just talked about us not having so much income anymore, but it would be cool if once a week, I can go somewhere to have lunch together, somewhere new every single time, so we can introduce somewhere cool in Kyoto. And also, you guys basically get to see us on camera. So we'll be in kimono, we'll go over to where we're going to be going to. And sometimes we might not have video, but we'll be able to introduce to you guys what we eat, and we'll be talking while we do that, so you guys get to have more information about different restaurants. Yeah. And we'll be honest with you guys. If we don't like it, we'll just say we don't like it at all. And we'll just be talking with you guys like we're doing right now, and you guys get to see us in different kimonos and such. So I think we'll be able to, upgrade this podcast channel to not just looking at us smiling on the screen all the time. Frozen smile, and a random picture in the middle kind of thing. It's going to be different every time from now on. So that'll be a lot of fun. So I hope we can look forward to it.
Okay?
Yay! Yeah, so hopefully from next week. Maybe not next week yet. Yeah, from maybe the week after next. Yeah, maybe from next week we could start maybe inside the room. I don't know. Yeah, we could have started today, but Harumi is in her regular pajamas right now. So I'm actually wearing a yukata, but yeah.
Cool yukata.
Yes, we need to show you guys that too. So so we really want to make this podcast channel something more exciting as well. So
if we're
going to be doing it, we should make it something more meaningful for you and for us. So
let's go.
Yeah,
let's do it.
I hope we look forward to it, guys. Yeah. We're going to be evolving from here. So I hope we can look forward to seeing our progress. Okay? Then guys, we'll be posting this right before the online lessons, and we'll be talking with you guys next week. Hopefully we'll have a camera at that time.
Great.
All right then guys, thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye.
Bye.